And welcome everyone to ESPN College Football, presented by Ally. Under an incandescent sky spattering down on a beautiful field, the first Saturday in December has Oklahoma State taking on TCU here today from Fort Worth. As momentum continues to build to the college football playoff and respective conference championships. Mark Jones, that's Dusty Dvorak. We'll be chopping it up with Chris Budden, who's down in the field, joining us in just a bit. The Cowboys started the year with an All-American receiver, tailback. A couple of losses later, they're still in the race for the conference title.
It's a veteran team, lofty expectations to win a Big 12 championship this year. And as they sit here, if they went out and get some help, they still have the opportunity to achieve those goals, get to Arlington, and play for a Big 12 crown.
Let's go downstairs to Chris Budden for more.
Quick injury update. Chuba Hubbard, the top running back for Oklahoma State, out again today. They do get some more depth at running back with L.D. Brown available today. And then in the secondary, Rodarius Williams suffering from a right foot sprain. He is available. Mike Gundy told me he's a little concerned with the wear and tear because of limited practice this week.
It's been that type of season for a lot of teams in college football. TCU winning the toss, deferring to the second half. The Cowboys will receive the opening kick. Oklahoma State coming off a high-scoring win last week against Texas Tech. TCU, meanwhile, has won 3 of its last 4. And the Cowboys taking it out of the end zone. This is Presley. And Presley out beyond the 25 to about the 28-yard line, where it'll be first down and 10 for quarterback Spencer Sanders, who's completing 64% of his passes on the season. The 2019 Big 12 Offensive Freshman of the Year has been unpredictably inconsistent at times this year, looking to build on last week's performance in that win against Texas Tech. First down and 10 from the 27-yard line. Tylan Wallace, his main receiver, his number 1 target, number 2 split to the bottom of your screen, the boundary receiver. They're going to hand it off on first down. Des Jackson, who was a great story last week, had a big week. We'll tell you about that in just a moment. Spencer Sanders on the season has 6 touchdown passes against 5 interceptions, passing for almost 1,100 yards, but sometimes he gets a little bit into his head. That's been the issue so far this year. That pass complete to Dylan Stoner, setting up third down and about 4 to go.
You know, Spencer Sanders, a bit of a gunslinger mentality, inconsistent, as you mentioned, very effective as a runner. The biggest thing with him, take care of the football and not turn it over.
They hand it off to Des Jackson, who's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. So the Horned Frogs defense gets a 3-and-out. Garrett Wallow saw him before the opening kick, talking to Tylan Wallace, the respective captains.
And Garrett Wallow, an outstanding senior linebacker. You're going to see he fills that hole. Missed block there by 87 Logan Carter. He's the free hitter. An outstanding tackle in the backfield to get the Horned Frogs off the field. Garrett Wallow always around the football. Really put together a fantastic career here at TCU.
Yeah, he's one of 8 seniors playing their final home game here. Hutton punting from his own 20. A returnable punt back to the 23-yard line. This is Davis, who has 2 punt returns for touchdowns this year, this time tackled for little or no return. And from there, it'll be first down and 10 for sophomore quarterback Max Duggan out of Council Bluffs, Iowa, completing 62% of his passes on the season. A guy that did pretty well for himself in this game last year. 6'2", 201 pounds.
Bigger emphasis this season in his sophomore year, running the football. Expect to see quite a bit of quarterback run game as this offensive line, and they have been just, it's been a revolving door on offensive line. Look for them to lean on the run game here this afternoon.
Yeah, his passing numbers have been on the decline. Looking to pass on first and 10. Duggan down the middle of the field. And incomplete at the 40-yard line. No flag throw. Broken up by McAllister. Intended for Pro Wells. That's a guy they want to integrate into the offense.
Yeah, Pro Wells got great size, 6'4", 250 pounds, and McAllister beat a little bit, kind of gets the arm grab, but it doesn't draw the flag. Might have got away with a little bit of contact. We'll see if these officials are consistent and allow him to play it down the field, but Pro Wells expect for him to be a top target for Max Duggan this afternoon.
2nd down and 10 from the 20. Quick toss. This is Zach Evans, the highly touted freshman. Their first ever 5-star recruit. Gains a few yards, and there's a look at the numbers on the season for Max Duggan. 8 touchdown passes against 3 interceptions, almost 1,400 yards. Talking about a guy that has been through a lot of adversity this year. Going back several months ago, underwent COVID testing, tested positive, and subsequent examinations revealed a heart issue in which he had to have surgery for. So him playing a simple football game on a Saturday afternoon is something to be grateful for. 3rd down and 5. And Duggan's going to take off, picks up the 1st down with a couple of yards to spare. So they move the chains.
Oklahoma State shows a lot of pressure, then they bail out, and then they get discombobulated with the rush lanes. Big gaping hole for Max Duggan. He takes advantage and picks up the 1st down.
They go quickly, passing complete. This one to the edge.
Pass is complete to Davis.
That's Davis with the catch. Darius Davis, his 10th reception of the season right there. What kind of tempo does TCU like to play at, Dusty?
Different speeds. Yeah, every now and again after a 1st down, as you saw them get on the football real quick, see if they can catch them off guard, and they dial it back. Talking with Jerry Kill yesterday, you know, they're going to go up tempo with some pace, and they're going to back down, get into exactly what they want all throughout the day. It'll be varying degrees of tempo for the Frogs.
2nd down and 6. They're going to run it again. And Zach Evans setting up a 3rd down and about 3 to go. Harvell Peel making the tackle for head coach Mike Gundy. What do you like here on 3rd and 3?
QB run game.
There it is. Duggan going to take out his do-it-yourself kit and pick up the 1st down again. They convert a couple of times against one of the top 3rd down conversion defenses in the country.
Number 1 in the Big 12, number 2 in all of college football, and 2 third downs and 2 conversions here for Max Duggan.
This time he hands it off. Zach Evans put the ball on the ground. Scooped up by Martin, and Brock Martin off to the races. Brock Martin, touchdown Cowboys. Scoop and score, Oklahoma State.
This has been the calling card for this football team all season long. They've dealt with offensive line injuries, quarterback injuries, running back injuries, and the defense answered the bell time and time again. As you see, the senior, Malcolm Rodriguez, was working on that football the whole way, rips it out. As I tell you, partner, getting that lawnmower going, ripping it out. And where is Evans' knee before that ball comes out? Is he down before the ball?
Boy, there was a huge pile. That was a huge pile, Dusty.
Defensive touchdown now in consecutive weeks for this Cowboys defense. Question coming in, how would they respond after playing poorly last week? Huge, huge takeaway and score to start this game.
And the Cowboys lead 7-0 after the scoop and score touchdown by that guy, Brock Martin, the 6'3" junior. Off to a great start, atoning for giving up 44 on the board last week. You're watching the Big 12 Conference on ESPN. Oklahoma State on the fumble recovery for touchdown, leading 7-0. Right, great time of the year, first Saturday in December, and man, January 1st. Remember, folks, January 1st, the Rose and Sugar Bowls hosting the College Football Playoff National Semifinals.
Can't wait.
Woo!
Can't wait.
January 1st. Duggan gets it out quickly. Pass complete. Little or no gain. Davis going to lose a yard. Chris, what's good on the field?
Yeah, the new COVID protocols found that Max Duggan had a heart condition called Wolff-Parkinson-White syndrome. Because of that, he had surgery the first week. He said when he was at home, he missed that game. He was actually watching the Arkansas State game. They found their running back, Lincoln Pear, had been through the exact same surgery. So we hit him up on social media. He said watching him, seeing him back on the field, gave him the confidence that he would recover and be able to continue his career.
Boy, it's a real blessing that he was undergoing the exam to uncover that heart condition. That pass incomplete to Barlow. Duggan, the sophomore, with a long and arduous recovery. Anytime they crack your chest open and go in and do work, it's a long road back.
Inspirational story with him overcoming that, and then, you know, coming back just a week and a half before the Iowa State game. He gets inserted after halftime, has a great half, and started every game of this season. It wasn't long ago. They didn't even know if he'd play this year. Great story for Max Duggan.
Good job there, Chris, to be able to reach out. For him to reach out to a fellow college football player, get some advice is huge as well. Duggan fires. Incomplete, intended for Davis. And a quick 3 and out for the Horned Frogs.
A little bit outside his intended target. Max Duggan had a step on McAllister, just unable to get him on the near sideline, and quick 3 and out after the turnover and scoop and score for Oklahoma State.
Jordy Sandy back to punt, standing on his own at 9-yard line for TCU. He's averaging a little over 40 yards per punt this year. Dylan Stoner back at his own 35 for the Cowboys. And Stoner calling for the fair catch. Oklahoma State going to have very good starting field position right around the 40-yard line when we come back to Fort Worth, Texas. Here we go, first down and 10. Tylan Wallace makes his first reception of the ball game, working against Hodges Tomlinson. This guy made himself a lot of money this year, coming back from a torn ACL knee injury. There was never any doubt in his mind that he would play. He never considered opting out, and he leads the conference in receiving yards this year. Authoring one of the best comeback stories in all of college football, and the burgeoning talent of Des Jackson, another first down. But what does Wallace do for this team, and what do you make of his story, Dusty?
Oh, it's remarkable. 2 years ago, he's an All-American. He's a Blitnikoff semifinalist, tears his ACL the week of TCU last season. And the way he's come back is they take a shot to him down the field. A little bit past him. The way he's come back and performed at such a high level, you would never know he tore his ACL. He's an elite wide receiver. Toughness, makes those competitive catches, always making plays for this football team, and he has the capability, Jonesy, to flat out take a game over. Love what I've seen from Tylan Wallace in his senior season.
And there's a look at his brother, one of the assistant coaches on the sideline, Trayson Wallace. This is Jackson with a pickup about 6 on the play. It's interesting that this is a homecoming for the brothers Wallace. As Jackson makes another nice run. They are from the Fort Worth, Texas area. And always a little intrigue involved when the school in your backyard reportedly never offered you a scholarship.
A little chip on your shoulder playing here today, I would imagine.
Or a big one.
No doubt about that.
Third down and 5. Sanders finds Stoner wide open in space. Stoner down the sideline, tiptoes and pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line, all the way down to the 5 for Dylan Stoner. First and goal, Oklahoma State.
Well, it's a shallow crossing route here for Dylan Stoner, and it's zone coverage. Garrett Waller doesn't pick him up as he continues to extend. Nice job by Spencer Sanders, evading the rush, getting outside the pocket, buying some time, and locating the sure-handed receiver, Dylan Stoner, for a big first down inside the 10-yard line.
Jackson beside Sanders. Jackson takes the handoff, puts his hat down, and powers his way down to the 1. Washington making the tackle for the Horned Frogs. It'll be second down and goal. Jackson with 3 touchdowns last week. Could have had a 4th, but instead elected to sit down and run the clock out. Second and goal. Jackson, touchdown Oklahoma State. All set up by that big play The catch and run by Stoner. And they lead 13-0.
Desmond Jackson picking up right where he left off from a week ago. Already 54 yards and an early touchdown here in the first quarter. Nice job of blocking here early by this Oklahoma State offensive line. We've mentioned their issues all year, but same 5 from last week here again today. Off to a good start.
Off the upright and no good. Cole hit the upright. And let's take one more look at the key play on that scoring drive. Dusty, I love what Jackson said after that 235-yard, 3-touchdown performance last week. He said, I wanted to prove that I was right as opposed to others being wrong. His motivation intrinsically generated. But you know, sometimes, Dusty, if you don't have haters, you don't have it popping.
0 offers out of high school. Wow. He had a goal to Division I scholarship. He went the hard route, and here he is. This is a crucial drive here for TCU to bounce back.
Duggan has a man open at the 41-yard line. Pass complete. And a nice first down to Davis.
It's a good job by Max Duggan staying in the pocket. There was bodies around him. He stood there, allowed Davis to come open, and fires his best pass of the day for a first down.
Davis came into the ball game with 9 receptions for 70 yards. Of course, a dangerous special teams player with those 2 punt return for touchdowns this year. Under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. The Horned Frogs, winners of 3 of their last 4 games, trying to get on the board here. Duggan hands it off. Great balance by Barlow, and Barlow picks up 13 on the play, and they move the chains again. So nice good job. Response.
Nice job by Kendra Miller, 33, the other running back, getting a block, kicking out Rodarius Williams, opening up that hole, and the redshirt freshman Darwin Barlow showing his ability with a nice run. Tough runner, quick, got some shiftiness to him.
Completes this one to Barlow again, and nowhere to go this time. They're going to lose a few yards back to the 33. Trey Sterling, who had that pick 6 last week for Oklahoma State, making the tackle on the play.
He's having just a phenomenal season in the back end of this Oklahoma State Cowboy defense. Their safeties really make them go. 31 Arvell Hill and 3 Trey Sterling there, and a huge key to this Cowboy defense and their success this season.
2nd and 12. Duggan has time. Fires complete down to the 23-yard line. And a nice catch made on the play by Quentin Johnston. Johnston with his first reception of the ball game. Johnston, a true freshman.
You know, trying to help out this offensive line in true drop back. They kept the tight end in and used a running back to help on 94 Trace Ford, helped buy Max Duggan enough time to locate the talented Quentin Johnson on the far side.
They got some real tall, lanky, talented receivers at TCU. Johnson, one of them. All of 6'4". 3rd down and 3 coming up. They're going to run it into the boundary. And no success. Antwain making the tackle on Barber.
It's Israel Antwine in the middle. This is what they love to do. It's a little bit, it's a quarterback power. Okay, they're going to pull a guard, going to fake the jet sweep, pull a guard, and it's Israel Antwine that gets some penetration and a big hit on Max Duggan.
Griffin Kell has a long of 49 on the season. He's 11 of 15. But they're going to have to wait until the second quarter, folks. The first 15 minutes in the books here from Fort Worth, Texas. TCU looking for their 4th win in their last 5 outings. Oklahoma State trying to stay alive in the conference race and playing their first ever Big 12 championship game. Back with more right after this. And welcome back, everyone, to ESPN College Football, presented by Ally. 13-0, the Cowpokes leading TCU as we get set for the start of the second quarter. Mark Jones, Dusty Dvorak Up here in the booth, Chris Button down to the field. This field goal attempt from Griffin Kell is going to be wide right. So Oklahoma State holding them to 0 still as we start this second quarter of play. One more look at it.
Pushes it off to the right, Jones. He really never had a chance. Started right and never really moved off its mark. Unfortunate not to be able to cash in after best drive we've seen from this Frogs offense so far here today. Plenty of leg. Just
very makeable for Kelly. He has a long of 49, but it'll be 1st and 10 coming back the other way from the 21-yard line for Oklahoma State. Well, the Oklahoma State Cowboys came back this year with high hopes of a conference championship, but in the first game of the season, Dusty, man, their offensive line was eviscerated by injuries.
Lost 2 starters in that opener that have not yet to return. Lost their quarterback on the opening series, and it has been a revolving door at offensive line for the Cowboys.
Sanders completes the pass to Wallace, and Wallace picks up about 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Merrick makes the tackle on the play. And that's led to some of the discontinuity they've had when you look at the offensive line changes they've had.
Well, it's changed the way Casey Dunn's able to call games, right? I mean, this is a first-year coordinator, and Casey Dunn, his 10th year at the program, but first year calling plays, and talk about stepping into a tough spot.
Spencer Sanders has time in the pocket, lobs it downfield into traffic, incomplete at the 28-yard line, intended for Stoner. And it'll be 3rd down and 7 coming up. Hodges Tomlinson defending on the play here.
A lot of shots down the field we've seen so far here today. That's good coverage. Ball just past the outstretched hands of Dylan Stoner. Had that big catch earlier on a crucial 3rd down. A little bit of pressure on Spencer Sanders. He delivers the pass, takes a shot. Kept him pretty clean for the most part here today.
3rd and 7, and they convert. This is Jelani Woods with a great move. Hit him with the sauce, and he's off. Steps out of bounds after making a great move after the catch.
Well, you gotta love this. Watch the tight end delay. He's gonna block here, and then he's gonna release out, and TCU doesn't identify it. Stays in, chips, helps with protection, swings out, no one IDs him, and the big 6'7", 275-pounder putting moves on him out there. The former high school quarterback with a big play.
He took Washington's ankles on that run. Here's Jackson tiptoeing inside the 20. And he just snatches his feet right there.
That foot in the ground, let the defender fly right by. I always feel like Jelani Woods, I watch Oklahoma State, they should get him more involved. It's a big gain there on a crucial 3rd and 7.
Man, 6'7", Dusty.
Big man.
Moves pretty well. Carter sets on the left side of the formation. They hand it off to Jackson. Jackson with good patience. His forward progress will give him about 3 yards on the play. Brought down on the play by Bradford. Sets up a 3rd down now for Oklahoma State inside the 20-yard line. 3rd and 13 all the way back at the 25. Sanders. Incomplete, broken up on the play nicely by Hodges Tomlinson, the nephew of LaDainian Tomlinson, who did some work here at TCU.
He's been doing some nice coverage all throughout the day. Really good job getting that right arm in there, getting the pass breakup. He's undersized, but he's aggressive. Really nice job breaking on the football and creating the incompletion.
He played behind first team All Big 12 player Jeff Gladney a season ago, learning his lessons well. 4th and 13 coming up. This will be a 42-yard attempt.
And a 43-yard attempt.
From straight away. And the 2nd time today we've seen one carom off of the upright. Brady Pohl missing just for the 2nd time this year. Now 3 of 5 on the season. Football, a game of inches. Either way, back with more after this. Welcome back, everyone, to Fort Worth. TCU down 13-0. And a nice tackle on the play on Bengba Mega. 2nd down and 12. They're going to hand it off. This is Miller, and nowhere to go for him. 3rd and long. How important is a score here, Dusty, for TCU before the half?
Well, it's extremely important. You know, that big play they need to cash in. There hasn't been a lot of opportunities for success offensively. And after you come in from your own end zone, you get a play like that. You need points desperately, a little momentum taking you into the half. See if they look at Tay Barber down here working on Rodarius Williams into the boundary.
DeMarcado in the backfield beside Duggan. 3rd down and 12. Got to get to the 26-yard line for the 1st down. Duggan delivers complete for the 1st down at about the 23-yard line. Good catch by Darius Davis.
With zone coverage on the back end for Oklahoma State, and Davis just finds a soft spot, sits down. Max Duggan clutch on 3rd and long.
Has time again into the end zone, has a guy and overshoots Davis. That had 6 written on it. He got in behind Harville Peel.
We've seen a couple of times now from Max Duggan. His receivers have gotten behind the defenders of Oklahoma State. He just hasn't been able to connect. Opportunity he'd like to have back. Similar situation last week against Kansas. Max Duggan had an open target down the field. Could have had 4 touchdown passes. Been an issue for him getting that touchdown on those passes over the top.
2nd down and 10. Plenty of time. Incomplete and intercepted at the 1-yard line. See if he got his feet down. That was number 13, Thomas Harper. Boy, great concentration by Harper to see that it was headed more his way than the receiver's way to Wells.
Well, it was miscommunication between the quarterback and the wide receiver, Pro Wells. Pro Wells cut that off and came straight to the sideline, almost like an out. Max Duggan's throwing it like it's a corner. Ball gets misplaced. You'd like to see your receiver give you a little bit more help there as that ball off target, and what a quality, fabulous interception for Thomas Harper, able to keep his body in bounds, complete the process of that catch.
His 2nd interception of the season.
Once again, negate TCU's ability to put any points up on the board here in this 1st half.
That one hurts.
That hurts bad.
1st and 10 for Oklahoma State. In the shadows of their own goalpost at the 2-yard line. They're still hoping to make it to their 1st ever conference championship game, but they're going to need a lot of help. Jackson got back to the line of scrimmage. TCU still has 3 timeouts remaining. Bradford making the tackle on the play. Remember, Jackson getting the start in place of Hubbard and LD Brown, who we have not seen today. Hubbard didn't even make the trip.
I watched LD Brown in warm-ups, and he did not look 100%. Just kind of wondered as I was watching how much of him we'd see. And Des Jackson, he's going to be the bell cow once again. Spencer Sanders checking at the line of scrimmage, getting into exactly what he wants out of his own end zone.
Play clock down to 4. Jackson again, met at about the 1-yard line by Wallow. Garrett Wallow, one of those guys from New Orleans on that TCU defense. Gary Patterson has 3 guys, and man, he bowed up here, Dustin.
Nice stump right here, right at you. Good on good. Meet him in the hole, and Garrett Wallow not giving an inch.
Outside of the scoop and score, the offense has only scored 1 touchdown today. Jackson takes it out of the end zone and pushes the ball out to the 5-yard line. They'll punt it from there. And TCU with 3 timeouts remaining. They send back their dangerous punt returner, Darius Davis, who has 2 touchdowns on punt returns already this year. Davis is standing at the Oklahoma State 43. The end-over-end punt comes down at the 47. where he calls for the fair catch. It'll be first down and 10. It's a team that's won 3 of their last 4 games coming into this one. And after a slow start to the season, has shown a lot of marked improvement. Duggan out of the shotgun, going to run it. And Duggan will sprint for the sidelines and fell down on that Oklahoma State Cowboys sideline. And they're going to mark it just short of the first down. So second and short coming up.
Good to see him hop up. McAllister does make contact while he's still in bounds, and he kind of slips as he goes out of bounds. Glad to see Max Duggan hop up and jog back to the field. I like the play call there with the quarterback draw. Nice job by the center getting up to the second level, helping spring that nice pickup.
We were talking about it a moment ago. Duggan, coming out of high school, was one of the top-rated dual-threat quarterbacks, using his arm here and almost intercepted in the end zone by Bernard Converse.
Just continue to take their shots down the field. Max Duggan's lucky. That wasn't the third takeaway for this Cowboys defense here in the first half. Bernard Converse right off his hands. He's in really good position working on Mikel Barkley. Kind of turns into receiver there at the end. And Duggan better be careful.
Yeah, Bernard Converse knew he could have had that. 3rd and 1 instead. DeMercado in the backfield. He takes the handoff, picks up the first down. They're inside field goal range. Picked up about 5 on the play with under a minute to go here in the first half. McAllister making the tackle for the Cowboys. 1st and 10. Duggan into traffic, caught just short of the end zone at the 1-yard line. Davis with the grab. Wow, he went up in a crowd, Dusty, and got it.
Yes, he did. Inside position, and Max Duggan delivers his best pass of the day. A double post concept there with Davis as well as Pro Wells.
Good spot by the official. He came down just short of the end zone. You see his knee touch right there. 47 seconds to go. DeMercado in the backfield on 1st and goal, just inside the 1. Duggan keeps it, scores it, touchdown, Horned Frogs. And a little bit of late activity there in the end zone involving TJ Storman and number 40, Brock Martin, who had that scoop and score early in the game.
Storman giving a little extracurricular after the touchdown.
Okay, so they're going to move this back. And there's a look at what happened after the whistle.
Man, you got to be smarter than that. I know there's probably some offensive linemen at home saying, oh, that's just an off. I mean, that's way afterward. And the senior, who's had a lot of stops along the way, most recently the Colorado State transfer, been a mainstay for him this year. Just not a smart play, making this much tougher than it needed to be.
All the way from the 26. And he knocks it through. Griffin Kell makes it a 6-point football game.
What we've been seeing all day is just see here, they open it up, and there's plenty of room right here for Max Duggan to run into. Just a simple quarterback sweep. Nice job by the center and the guard working up to the second level, opening up that hole for Max Duggan.
Well, 42 seconds to go here in the first half of play. Here at TCU. There's a look at Sterling coming out of the locker room and back onto the field for the Cowboys. And Dusty not moving particularly well right there either. On the return and out to the 37-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10.
Let's see if Oklahoma State goes pedal to the metal and get some points before the break.
College football playoff semifinals on New Year's Day. The Rosen Sugar Bowl, that pass complete to the 48-yard line of TCU. That's Tylan Wallace with another catch, working against Hodges Tomlinson. 2nd down and 10. Sanders tiptoes out of bounds at about the 48-yard line, right near the line of scrimmage. 3rd down coming up for the Cowpokes. 20 seconds to go. They're trying to get into at least field goal range here, give themselves a shot.
Absolutely. And remember, Alex Hale, going back to the Oklahoma game, their kicker who had been so good on the season, he got hurt in pregame of that game, and Bradley Pohl, who's already missed one today, not quite as good as Hale.
Little play action by Sanders. Throws it off his back foot, delivers it complete down to the 20-yard line. Nice grab by Braden Johnson. And they're going to hurry up here. With 12 seconds to go, going to spike it and stop the clock. Oklahoma State with a timeout remaining. But that was a big play to get them into field goal range at least.
It's a big time throw here by Spencer Sanders. I mean, he's under pressure, inside pressure comes on him, throws off his back foot, and Braden Johnson gets away from the coverage of Nook Bradford. Nice catch through the contact. Watch him coming off his back foot. He's falling away as he's throwing that, can't even step into the throw. And he locates his target in the middle of the field. And this offense an opportunity to tack on a little bit before the break.
Good poise that time and playmaking by Sanders. Jackson takes the handoff and picks up about 6 yards. Third down. Got to watch the clock here. 2 seconds
Use your
to go.
timeout. Use your timeout.
And they run it down to 2, and they'll bring in their place kicker, Pohl, who you talked about a moment ago, replacing Hale, who was injured in that rivalry game, Bedlam against Oklahoma. This field goal going to come from about 32 yards out. Pohl with a good look at it. And he drills this one to make it 16-7 as time expires in the second quarter. So Oklahoma State will go into the locker room with a 9-point lead, looking for its 7th win against TCU in the last 10 meetings. But still a half of football to go. Right now we're going to send it to Kevin Connors and Jim Mora back in the studio. Guys, as we get ready for the start of the third quarter of play in this pivotal game in the Big 12 conference between Oklahoma State and TCU. Oklahoma State still trying to keep its conference championship hopes alive. Mark Jones, Dusty Dvorak here, and Dusty, interesting first half. TCU is going to get the ball to start the third quarter. They got an opportunity here.
They did. They started moving the football again toward the second quarter and the latter part of the first half. They can get a score here, get this to inside of a field goal. We have ourselves, like we thought before, a really close, hard-fought game. Both these defenses so far have really had the clamps down. Tough sledding for these offenses here in the first half.
Offensive teams and units that both have struggled at times this year, had a lot of changes along their respective offensive lines. TCU getting ready to get the ball here to start the third quarter of play. Looking for their 4th win in their last 5 outings. Fair catch called. And it'll come out. First down and 10.
Well, let's take a
Duggan started in this game as a freshman a season ago for TCU. First down and 10 from his own 25-yard line. I think we see a little bit more out of Tay Barber here in the third quarter. They're going to run it with Barlow on 1st and 10.
Biggest thing for me, TCU is going to have to be able to run the football more effectively. Only 60 yards rushing in that first half. And whether it's Barlow, Zach Evans, and I would anticipate we see a little bit more of Max Duggan on the ground, as he was the Frogs' leading rusher coming into today.
Second down and 7 from the 28. They go 3 by 1, 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen, out of the backfield, complete to Barlow. And Barlow going to be stopped up about 2 yards shy of the first down. Chris, what did you hear at halftime?
Well, you mentioned Tay Barber. He has been injured in that first half. He was in and out of the injury tent. I saw him on the bike coming out of half. Also keep an eye on Max Duggan. Right after halftime, he was put some lotion, some cooling lotion on his right wrist, rewrapped it. He's obviously out there. Been trying to find out more information on Trey Sterling for Oklahoma State. Don't see him out there. Gundy told me before the half he was hopeful he would be out here. As soon as I get more information, I'll let you know.
Yeah, he's a big part of that secondary.
Jason Taylor out there right now in his stead. Start the second half.
3rd and 1. They're going to run it and get the first down. That's Darwin Barlow, second leading rusher for TCU behind Duggan. They moved the chains on their first possession here.
Talked on the onset, the safety play for Oklahoma State. Harvell Peel and Trey Sterling so crucial to what they want to do defensively, and a lot of times they're a key cog in that run fit. Does that open some things up for Gary Patterson's offense here in the second half?
Wells in motion. They're going to run it. Mercado. And let's go down to Chris.
Jones, the official word for Oklahoma State on Trey Sterling, it's a lower extremity. He's not expected to return today.
Yeah, we saw him, thanks, Chris, limping right after the play and limping out of the locker room just a few moments ago. That's where he injured it. You saw that
ankle right there.
Yeah, rolled up on.
Yeah, and he was ginger walking to the tunnel there before the half. Be big for Jason Taylor. Step in the second half, 25. You see him right here. Fill in the absence of Sterling.
On 2nd and 6. Mercado again out to the 44 is where they're going to spot it. 3rd down, and what do you like here in terms of play calling, Dustin?
Well, the great thing is this is right in their wheelhouse. Or 3rd and 3. I think they keep it on the ground. I don't think if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So far they've come out, they've been effective on the ground.
Would you agree they were a little impatient in the first half at times?
I thought too many shots down the field.
Right.
Absolutely, I do. I think that's why we saw some of the frustration between Jerry Kill and Doug Beacham. And when you look at just 60 yards rushing in the first half, you would have thought coming out, the point of emphasis here in the second.
It's interesting speaking with Jerry Kill yesterday. Pivotal 3rd down. Duggan going to keep it and picks up another first down right at that marker. They move the chains again.
Quarterback sweep once again. That's what I said coming out. I expect more Max Duggan in the second half. He's been such a key part of this rushing attack throughout the course of the season and really didn't get involved much aside from the touchdown run and a couple of scrambles on passes. But design quarterback run is what Jerry Kill wants to get implemented. It's really the strength of what Max Duggan does, and we're seeing that here in the second half.
4th down and 1. They're going for it.
Like this decision. Expect they're going to keep this on the ground here. Oh, was a tough runner inside.
Ware in motion, now sets. Duggan keeps it, got a seam, creased it, and he's off. Duggan still on his feet. What a move! Houdini time! Duggan! Touchdown, Horned Frogs! I got your 4th and 1 right here.
Just what the doctor ordered. Inside zone, he's going to pull it out. And then Max Duggan getting it done on the ground. This is the best part of his game. Jerry Kill clearly wanted to make this a huge point of emphasis in the second half. And Max Duggan getting TCU started early. Have ourselves a ball game here in Fort Worth.
Impressive drive and score to start the second half. Great playmaking ability by the sophomore quarterback.
Just an inside zone read. Watch Brock Martin as he's going to come flying down. Okay, then we're going to have vision right here for Max Duggan as he comes down to take the dive. It's an easy keep. You see 47 Carter Ware. Nice block there on McAllister. And then it's all Max Duggan in the open field. You got 25 Jason Taylor who's in for Trey Sterling. Can't get him down. Max Duggan, second time in the end zone on the ground. Frogs alive here early in the second half.
Remember, every time you look at Duggan, keep in mind, folks, number 15 for TCU is a young man that has undergone, as Chris Budden documented earlier, heart surgery. 1st and 10 from the 25. Here's Des Jackson and out to the 30. Chris?
Yeah, Mark, you have to wonder, as a parent's perspective, what they thought of Max wanting to continue to play. But Max told me there was never a thought with them that they wanted him to retire. They knew this was his dream and wanted him to fulfill it.
Jackson again, brought down after a gain of about 2. Yes, any parent, Chris, would be a little bit anxious with their child undergoing that type of serious surgery. But And him being able to know what was happening, consulting with other student athletes about it, and being able to play is really a great story. 3rd and 4, incomplete to Stoner. No flag on the play, and a quick 3 and out for Oklahoma State, Dusty.
Before you can blink, all of a sudden Oklahoma State's offense on and then off the field. There's an outstanding tackle on 2nd down by Darius Washington, getting Desmond Jackson to the ground. And I know Spencer Sanders looking for a flag. I thought that was good coverage once again by Travius Hodges-Tomlinson, who's turning in one heck of a game. I'm thinking Unk probably sitting somewhere proud right now.
Great point. Hutton has done a good job of keeping the ball away from Davis, who has a couple of punt return touchdowns this season. That time forced to call for the fair catch with 9:01 to go, and TCU with the football and a chance maybe to take the lead. It's V week, folks. More on that on the other side of this. The V Foundation in honor of Jimmy Valvano, the late NC State football coach. Chris?
Yeah, it's about research and it's about support. And Penny found it in an unexpected source. Brock's best friend, Malcolm Rodriguez. The two were high school rivals, now teammates and roommates. And he was in the room when Penny announced her recent diagnosis.
I did give Malcolm the opportunity. I pulled him aside and I did let him know that I was about to announce to Brock that I had cancer. And he was, I said, you know, I'm giving you an out. You can leave. This is going to be really difficult. And he hugged my neck and he said, absolutely not. I'm part of your family. You are my family. And I want to be here to support you and Brock.
Oh, that is really wonderful and heartwarming. Johnston with a catch downfield inside the 20-yard line. What a play and a throw by Duggan to Quentin Johnson, the true freshman. And they're threatening again. Evans. And Evans down to about the 11-yard line. One more look at that catch.
Quentin Johnson just goes up and gets it. Second time we've seen it. Ball well placed. As he gets a little bit of separation from Bernard Converse. Second big shot. Duggan's been able to locate the true freshman receiver. Missed the Kansas game. And a huge target for TCU here so far today.
2nd down and 3. On the handoff, here is Evans again. And Evans picks up the 1st down, brought down by Marvel Beal.
All of a sudden, this TCU offense has come to life. When you go back to the final drive of the first half, they're able to get the score, come right out, a lot of quarterback run game. And they take a deep shot here on the second drive, trying to put together 3 straight scoring drives when for almost the entirety of the first half, they couldn't get anything going.
1st and goal coming up. Barber, the inside receiver, to the bottom of your screen. Now in motion. They give it to him on the jet sweep, cuts it north-south, and is brought down at about the 2-yard line. Martin in on the tackle. It'll be 2nd down and goal.
Attacking this Oklahoma State defense in all facets on the inside running game, and we've also seen with the quarterback running game, and then with Tate Barber coming after the edges. Just have to bring up the fact that Trey Sterling not in this football game, such a key catalyst helping stop the run. Not there to help this Cowboy defense. On their heels right now.
Wells and Barber to the bottom of your screen. They hand it off and touchdown! Evans with the score. And the Horned Frogs take the lead. Boy, what a surge here by the offense in the 3rd quarter for TCU. This Cowboys defense reeling right now, on their heels. There's 6:10 to go in the 3rd quarter. TCU has scored a couple of times here to move out in front.
Don't forget, that quick 3 and out put that Cowboy defense right back on the field. Like they're a little bit tired out there right now. TCU's offensive line getting a lot of movement there on those last couple of plays. Making it look pretty easy to cap off that drive.
Offensive line that had a bunch of switches coming into the game. Avila moving over to right tackle. Barlow to right guard. Hayes into center. Move them around any way you want. They're getting movement up front. And moving in the right direction, Dusty.
Big shot down the field. Duggan finds the true freshman, Quentin Johnson, getting him in position. And then it's another true freshman, Zach Evans, the 5-star, getting into the end zone. We got a heck of a game here in Fort Worth.
Where the tone and tenor of this game has really turned around. The Horned Frogs taking the lead. A big third quarter explosion offensively. 6:10 to go here in the quarter. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 25 for Oklahoma State. Wallow with the tackle on Jackson. Hey, what does this offense, Dusty, have to do to get its mojo?
They got to get a first down. They've got to get a first down. If they go a quick 3 and out again and put that defense back on the field, it could be extremely problematic. Times like this, you got to go to your playmakers. I'd like to see them try to locate Tylan Wallace at some point in this drive.
Wallace has been targeted 8 times, has 4 catches so far today. There it is on the receiver screen, but well dissected that time in the secondary by Merritt.
Well, that's a future pro. Watch him get up the field, diagnose the screen, and he's going to make that tackle every time. Mel Kiper Jr.'s #1 safety in the upcoming NFL draft. Just a phenomenal command and coverage, can go man-to-man and take people out, and quality open field tackle there on 2nd down.
One of the leaders on the defense, man, he's been watching a lot of tape. 3rd down and 9. Sanders fires, complete. Wallace, let's see where they spot this. Boy, they're going to give him the first down.
Wow. Wow.
Caesar closed quickly to make the tackle.
How about the catch, though? Watch him go up and get this ball. The strong hands to catch it. Look right on the mark to me. And man, was that a timely grab by Tylan Wallace and a much needed first down for this Cowboys offense.
Sanders. He steps up, delivers, has a man open downfield. Wallace, TD Wallace. Tylan Stylin with the touchdown. In one fell swoop, they reeled back in the Horned Frogs.
Tylan Wallace, he's in the slot, and he runs a wheel route, and he get the exact matchup they want. They have to switch off, and it's Caesar. And for the first time today, Spencer Sanders delivers an absolute dime. Could not have thrown that football any better. Hits his target in stride. Huge play for the Cowboy offense.
And his brother on the sidelines, Trayson, approving as well with 7 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Wallace, who returned this year from the torn ACL, has put a lot of money on tape. Sanders looking into the end zone, pulls the trigger, and incomplete. No flag on the play. That was intended for Tay Martin. And it's going to remain 22-21. And Oklahoma State now with a 1-point lead. Time winding down in the 3rd quarter. But this will be a quarter where TCU put its stamp on the football game with some really efficient offense. Getting a couple of scores to battle back into this football game. Duggan using his legs. Hit him with the hezzy. A little hesitation move, and out near midfield at about the 45-yard line. A good way to end the quarter, punctuating a prosperous 3rd quarter for TCU. 45 minutes in the books. A 1-point game when we come back to Fort Worth, Texas. Beautiful day here in Fort Worth, Texas. Oklahoma State leading by 1. Mark Jones. Hey,
look at Bird down there. Pipes getting it.
Playing his guitar camera.
Gary Patterson would like that.
Yes.
Picking and a grinning.
Take a step back. Listen to his song, the coach's song on Spotify. A nice run right there by Evans.
Coach P right there.
You said you had a chance to listen to it. What do you give it a scale out of 10?
I thought it was awesome, man. Okay. I was enjoying it. I listened to both Game On and Take a Step Back, both songs that he wrote during these COVID-stricken times. You know, Take a Step Back about family and friends, and Game On was If. Yeah. And thankfully football did come back for us all to enjoy this fall.
I love it that the Gary Patterson Foundation is doing great work with the aid of Leon Bridges, a fantastic musician in his own right. Nice run that time by Zach Evans. Evans brought down by Malcolm Rodriguez. It'll be 3rd down coming up for TCU. I'm waiting for Coach Patterson to release Lonely Blue Eyes. I kind of like the story behind that. An intriguing type of prior romantic story.
He was fired up yesterday. It was fun to talk to him. Both him and Coach Gundy just can't say enough great things about what they've done at their respective programs.
3rd down and 4. Duggan going up top and incomplete, a little bit too strong. He overthrows Barkley. And 4th down coming up.
That's a solid stop there for Oklahoma State. Good for TCU just to change the field position from being backed up. I think you got to punt here. I think this makes sense in a 1-point game starting the 4th quarter, but just changing field position to move from your 1 to the 50 and try to push Oklahoma State back. Remember, aside from the deep shot to Tylan Wallace, Oklahoma State's really struggled against this TCU defense here in the 2nd half. Smart play here to go with field position.
Dylan Stoner standing at his own 10-yard line, ready for this punt from Jordy Sandy. Sandy hasn't had any blocked yet this year, and this is going to be a high end-over-end punt that comes down at the 18-yard line for Stoner.
Very good.
Yeah, very good. The truth. 1st and 10. Sanders wide open, finds a receiver, and another 1st down out to the 45-yard line. And a strong run after the catch by Landon Wolf.
Confident throw, too, by Spencer Sanders. Steps into that, the out route by Landon Wolf, and no one there. Area vacated by TCU, and nice yardage after the catch by Wolf.
They run it with Des Jackson. Picks up about 4 yards on the play. Bong Bamiga from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Folks, if you don't know, I'm here to tell you that is the oil capital of Canada. Or at least one of, alongside Edmonton. Jackson on the run. Third down coming up for Oklahoma State. Trying to capitalize on that last turnover, and we still have not seen Tylan Wallace in again on this 2nd consecutive series. Wallace on the sidelines. We haven't seen him since that touchdown reception that he made a couple of series ago. Near the end of the 3rd quarter. 3rd down and 5. Begs the question, who's the big playmaker? Sanders looking downfield. Tight window and incomplete.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. 4th down.
Intended for Stoner. Take one more look at the end of that play.
Spencer Sanders on the move. There was a pretty good pass there to Dylan Stoner. He's just unable to complete the process of the catch. It looked like when he came down, that ball hits the ground. I think that's the right call by the official.
Well, the Oklahoma State punting unit coming out onto the field, and Oklahoma State's punt teams on special teams, they've kept the ball away from Davis as he calls for the fair catch at the 10-yard line.
Dangerous. That's very smart.
Cowboys with the lead when we come back to Fort Worth.
LaDainian Tomlinson was a bad man.
Yes, sir.
In this stadium back in the day.
And the jet sweep. Finally, a little bit of room for Davis out beyond the 20 to the 23-yard line, tackled by Peel.
By the way, we haven't mentioned it, but how beautiful is this stadium?
Feels
These
great.
accommodations we have here in the broadcast booth.
Got a few people in the stands here today. Got some atmosphere.
Awesome.
Love it that we're just able to enjoy a college football game here this afternoon in Fort Worth. 1st and 10. Great point, Dusty. From the 23. Duggan keeps it and nowhere to go. He's going to be hit immediately by Trace Ford and then wiggles away and picks up about 8 yards. Well, they're going to mark it as a 6-yard gain.
Wow, he's been tough to tackle in this second half. Trace Ford comes flying off the edge. See Max Duggan just knock his hand down with his offhand, the hand that he doesn't have the ball. Watch his left hand just knock that arm off and break free.
Good strength, using his arm strength here up top. Battle down the sidelines and out of bounds, incomplete for Johnston. The rangy freshman with a one-on-one duel down the sidelines there.
He's been putting on a clinic today. Let's see if he gets in. It's another freshman, Jabbar Muhammad, who loses track. Ooh, that foot is out. That looks like a good call.
Great call. We don't need to review that one. His left foot clearly out of bounds right there.
I wouldn't be surprised if Max Duggan, if nothing's not there initially, he picks it up with his legs. He's been so effective in the second half running the football. It's got to be an option here for this play.
DeMercado in the backfield beside him.
Barber up top.
Duggan looking to throw, cocks it back, reloads, has a man downfield. Davis with the catch and off. Touchdown TCU. And the Horned Frogs take the lead.
Everything going right for Max Duggan in the second half. And that's Kobe Harvell-Peel. He just loses man and doesn't have the foot speed to keep up with Darius Davis. Huge touchdown pass for Max Duggan. His initial read wasn't there. He looked to his right, scrambles around, buys some time, and finds a speedy Davis get behind Kobe Harvell-Peel and puts it where his guy can make a play.
Boy, what a strong second half by Max Duggan. DeMercado in the backfield. They're going to go for 2. Make it a 7-point game here. Duggan on the fade into the end zone. A one-on-one battle. Caught by Johnston. Atonement for the 2.
That's just bully ball right there.
Oh,
my guy's bigger than you. I'm going to put it up and let him go make a play. Just an easy fade to Quentin Johnson. He's 6'4". Jabbar Muhammad only 5'10". That was almost like stealing. Just a little fade in the corner. Goes up and gets it. And man, 3rd and 4, no big deal. Max Duggan finds his target, and the Frogs on top of the Cowboys here in the 4th.
a riveting comeback by TCU here in the second half, folks. They have stormed back. It began in the 3rd quarter with a couple of touchdowns. And just before we went to break, they took the lead on a touchdown from Davis. From the 2-yard line, this is Presley. Getting up the sidelines and a nice run back on the kick out to the 40-yard line. Let's see what Sanders does in an offense without its best player, Tylan Wallace, who's on the sidelines. Sanders throws his man Stoner open at the 35. What a great effort a moment ago by Dylan Stoner, Dusty.
Just an over route. I love the touch on the football by Spencer Sanders. Puts it out, and the sure-handed receiver brings it in. Really good touch here by Spencer Sanders. Puts that ball in a perfect place to allow Dylan Stoner to go up and get that. By the way, Dylan Stoner now, with the catches he's had today, 46 out of 47 games as a Cowboy with the reception.
Great consistency from him. Sanders going downfield for Johnson into the end zone and knocked away at the last moment. Great recovery by Merrick.
Oh, try to hit Braden Johnson on the corner route, and this is just outstanding coverage by Trayvon Merrick, the junior. Give you a glimpse of why so many people think he's got the potential to be a high draft pick coming up if he opts to leave in next year's draft. Really, really good coverage down the field by Merrick.
Sanders going to keep it himself. Goes high, somersaults in the air, and lands at the 25-yard line. Hodges Tomlinson put his hat down. Sanders took the elevator up.
Da-na-na, na-na-na. Oh, top 10, here we come. Spencer Sanders leaving it all on the field.
This is Des Jackson. I got to see that one again.
Climbing the ladder, gets upended. What is that, a flip? Wow.
He tucked his head nicely, but never quite completed the dismount.
That is...
Came up with a smile on his face, though. You got to love that.
Well, toughness factor from him, by the way. Really good block out in front by 89 Jelani Woods to help spring that run.
Down to the 22-yard line. 2nd and 6. They hand it off to Jackson. Jackson picks up 2, down to Chris.
Official word from Oklahoma State on Tylan Wallace is it's a lower extremity. I did watch him with the medical training staff as he was pointing to his right knee, the same knee he had ACL surgery on a year ago.
Going to keep it cautiously. A guy that has fought so hard to get back onto the field to play. Sanders getting to the edge, turns it north-south, tiptoe, and no signal yet. Touchdown! Sanders with a late education and acceleration. Wow! He got ghost down the sidelines.
Said, I see you, Max Duggan. Here's what I got on display. Let's see if he tiptoes and gets it all the way into the end zone. Ooh, that's coming back.
Twice.
That's coming back. Out. He's at around the 6.5, 7-yard line.
Yeah, that second one was definitely out at about the 5.
The runner stepped out of bounds prior to breaking the plane of the goal line. The ball will be placed at the 7-yard line.
But a great effort nonetheless. TCU with a 7-point lead. 1st and goal here for Oklahoma State. Sanders trying to hit the corner. Pass it complete and stopped up short of the end zone. Metcalf made the catch, but he got rocked. And a flag, and Metcalf is a little slow getting up. And another flag.
Holding, number 27, offense, 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
That's against Jackson.
Desmond Jackson's pleading his case. Get another look for you. Yeah.
Was that a sell job? I ask you.
Probably a little bit of both. You know, he grabbed and the defender got spun around. I understand where the flag came in right there.
All right, back at the 12. Sanders tucks it under and takes it down to the 7 or 8 yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal for Oklahoma State, trying to tie this football game up. The Cowboys with 2 timeouts remaining. And possession. Clock running with 4:33 to go.
I tell you, at 6'7", 275, Jelani Woods a big target in the red zone, wouldn't you think?
Amen. Sanders into the end zone, and traffic picked off, one-handed by Merrick. Wow, what a pick by Trayvon Merrick. And Woods shaken up in the end zone.
As Casey Dunn was thinking what I was thinking. He tried to locate the 6'5", 6'7", 275-pound tight end. Jelani Woods right up the seam. Passes a little bit high, he tries to go up. Really nice job by our Darius Washington for the breakup. And then it's Trayvon Merrick, who's had a heck of a second half with a huge interception to negate a Cowboy touchdown.
Off the hands of Woods and into the hands of Merrick. With 4:14 to go, TCU with the lead. A minute ago, Jelani Woods able to come off the field under his own power, but now it's on the Oklahoma State defense to wrest this football back, to keep their championship game hopes alive. A 2-yard gain. Right now looking at 2nd down and 8. Cowboys need to play defensively here on the jet sweep. A first down run on the sweep by Tay Barber. And they move the chains with 4:05 to go. Oklahoma State down to 1 timeout remaining. 1st and 10 TCU.
Barber's got speed, getting him on the perimeter. Well blocked. And a very, very important first down there for TCU. 235 yards now on the ground. If you weren't with us earlier, TCU this year when they rushed for over 200 yards in a game, 4-0. Under 200 yards, 0-4.
Duggan keeps it this time on a quarterback run. Strip! He got ripped clean. Bengbamiga again comes up with the turnover. Wow! With 3.5 minutes to go, he picked him clean.
How many times have we seen this today? I believe the 4th time the Cowboy defense creates a turnover on Bengbamiga. Getting that lawnmower started, ripping it out. And ball pops up right into his hands.
Look,
wow. What an unbelievable individual effort to give the Cowboys yet another opportunity.
Couldn't have executed that rip any cleaner. But can they capitalize?
Spencer Sanders gets another opportunity to tie this game.
And they're going to have to do it without Tylan Wallace. Wolf in motion, sets to the bottom of your screen. Jackson empties out of the backfield and couldn't hang on to it. He was running with it before he made the catch. Stops the clock with 3:25 to go.
I don't think I've ever seen in one game. I played with a guy named Charles Peanut Tillman, and he was different. It was the peanut punch, right? He'd punch it out. It wasn't the rip out. I don't think I've ever seen this many created fumbles all in the same way throughout the course of this game.
2nd and 10. Sanders hands it off to Jackson, and he holds onto the ball, picks up about 2. A pivotal 3rd down coming up. They need a touchdown or nothing else.
Well, it's 2-down territory. They got 2 downs to work with here. Oklahoma State getting back to the line and going quickly.
From the 25. Sanders keeps it. Oh, they stuck right with him. He's going to lose about 3 yards. Coleman making the stop. 4th down, and they're going to go for it here. They don't have any choice.
Kari Coleman, the true freshman, leads all the FBS in tackles for loss for freshmen. Played that perfectly, feathered it out, made a crucial stop. Dylan Stoner right here in the slot. I trust him more than anybody else out there.
Their go-to receiver. Tylan Wallace on the sidelines, watching helplessly right now. Sanders is going to pass. Had it knocked from behind, incomplete. And the Horned Frogs will take over on downs. With 2:18 to go. Good backside pressure from Mathis.
Well, they went to Dylan Stoner, but it's O'Shawn Mathis. Watch the second effort as he's going to run the hoop and get around the offensive tackle. He doesn't stop. He turns, comes back, disrupts the throw. They wanted to hit Dylan Stoner on the over route. Good coverage by Caesar. Don't know what would have been there, but O'Shawn Mathis, such a key cog in this pass rush and this defense for TCU. Really good effort to get to Spencer Sanders and disrupt that throw.
Hand it off.
Kind of took a nosedive right to the ground.
Mercado got right down to the ground.
He wasn't leaving up to chance there, Jonesy.
No, 2:13 to go.
And, you know, a loss here today essentially eliminates Oklahoma State's opportunity to compete for a Big 12 championship. So much on the line in this game today.
Without Hubbard, without Wallace,
without Trey Sterling, without Rodarius Williams, snake bitten by injury throughout the course of this game for the Cowboys.
2nd and 14. Duggan keeps it. He's going to be tackled back at the 24-yard line by McAllister. And Oklahoma State is out of timeouts. The clock will keep running with under 2 minutes to go. 3rd and 14.
Got to keep this on the ground, right? You do not put this ball in harm's way.
Gary Patterson's defense got big plays when they needed it most here this afternoon. In particular, the last interception by Merrick in the end zone when Oklahoma State was threatening. Play clock down to 7.
They're going empty here. Maybe they are going to put it up in the air. I would not.
They run the jet sweep. And nowhere to go for Davis. Takes a knee, stops the clock with 1:22 and now starts back up. The play clock running. So Oklahoma State will get a chance to touch the football one more time. Sandy perched at his own 8-yard line. Here's the punt coming from Sandy. They set up the return. They don't go after him. And a great punt. Drives Stoner all the way back to the 20, where he's going to be wrestled down at the 25-yard line. Great special teams work on that sequence by the Horned Frogs. So with 33 seconds to go, Spencer Sanders is going to try and author his biggest comeback ever in maybe the most important game of the season for Oklahoma State to date. Trying to keep their Big 12 championship game hopes alive. They're going to come out with 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen here. No timeouts remaining. Sanders sprints for the sidelines, out of bounds at about the 31. Pursued by Garrett Wallow with 26 seconds to go.
TCU's happy to give him that. Right. Not much yardage. Time coming off the clock. Gonna have to find and locate something down the field near the sidelines.
Second down. Sanders into traffic, almost picked off. Intended for Wolf, who is the closest receiver. Dusty, who's the burner on that Cowboy offense? Is there one? Is there a deep threat that can really take the top of the defense?
Braden Johnson.
Johnson?
Yeah, number 8, Braden Johnson.
Okay.
I mean, he's a vertical threat for them. Right here in the slot. Oh. And that's the burner. That's the guy you want in this spot.
You were right the whole time.
Circling that area was perfect, and we do hope that Tyler Wallace, he's okay.
3rd down and 4.
Right here, if you want to know who the vertical threat is, Braden Johnson in the slot.
He comes over the middle. That pass tipped up and caught at the 49-yard line by Tay Martin.
Get up and clock it.
12 seconds to go.
Get everybody lined up, clock the football.
They can run a couple of plays here. Sanders going to pass. Over the middle and incomplete. Nobody home. And they're down to 4 seconds. This will be the last play.
Now you got to take your shot.
Yeah. And your best receiver, as we showed a moment ago, Tylan Wallace on the sidelines for Mike Gundy.
Well, we saw one with the Arizona Cardinals. The DeAndre Hopkins play comes to mind.
Hail Murray, is there one here for Sanders? He launches it into traffic and incomplete. TCU wins it in a strong second half comeback by the Horned Frogs with their 4th win in their last 5 games. Gary Patterson and his counterpart and friend Mike Gundy, their respective teams putting on a good show here this afternoon. And here's a look at the final moments. Batted away dangerously into the end zone without the ball hitting the ground.
What a game today.
Yeah.
Both these teams left it all on the field. Everything we had hoped and anticipated, and a big win for TCU. And Oklahoma State, Big 12 opportunity to play in that championship game, just went by the wayside.
I'm Mark Jones. For the rest of the gang, right now we're going to send it to Annapolis, Maryland, as Navy plays host to Tulsa. So long, everybody.